Peace to the divine real quick. Yo, could somebody explain to me why we have to work for something that comes from the earth naturally? Why are people going broke, going homeless, losing everything for something that comes from the earth and is free? Nobody has ever questioned, why these things are the way that they are, because they've been taught to believe things just because it's on the TV screen, just because it's in a book, just because people are doing it, just because a lot of people did it before them and their fathers taught them and grandfathers taught them. All right, nobody has ever stopped and questioned these things. All right, because they purposely suppress the truth of who we are and where we come from and how the world should truly operate as a result. All right, as it relates to true harmony. All right, we live in a disharmony. This is a lot of people say the Antichrist. The Antichrist is going to come or some sort like that. It's been here for a long time. Look how they did Yahshua, and look what they did to the original teachings. All right, they slaughtered so many people throughout history. Millions and millions and millions of people throughout history, and now we come to this year. We're going into 2026, and this is 2025, and we still haven't questioned everything. We still haven't answered the most fundamental questions. All right. So yeah, spirituality. It's about peace. It's about harmony. It's about being in the present moment. But it's also about knowing the world that you live in and understanding the truth and knowing the difference between the truth and a lie. All right, because if you can't do that, it don't matter how spiritual you are. It don't matter how many hours you meditate. It don't matter, how long you can stay in nature. You still have to understand the difference between a lie and a truth, because you can be so spiritual and so tapped in, but then you go out into the world and you work, you give your money to these people, you don't ask questions, you giving it to a system that is oppressing you, that's destroying you, that's poisoning our food, poisoning our water, corrupting the minds of our kids, women, and young adults, overly stimulation of, our physical, attributes and things of that nature. All right, come on, it's about standing up. It's about not being a victim, not just staying silent and not saying nothing about what's going on, man. All right.